This is Wuv Youw Fwontwiner, a cOwOnaviwus quawantine story by Danger Gaerlan, as read by the author. It is Christmas in 2020. For several years now, humanity has had a tough time fighting all sorts of things: disinformation, populism, capitalism, discrimination, and plague. Billions of lives despaired all over the world. But somehow, this was the year it all got better. Humanity, against all odds, finally decided to accept their differences, buckle down, and save the planet. No, humanity was not the virus, nor was COVID-19 the cure. We don't spout any of that bullshit here. Compassion, community, and good leadership were what staved the impending apocalypse. Not 1 a.m. press conferences that could have been emails, not emergency powers, and not Joy Belmonte. Our story begins as your spouse is headed home from a hard day on the front lines. You don't know how you ended up married to an amazing, smoking hot doctor with a PhD in biochemistry and another one in molecular biology. But here we are. The scent of corned beef sautéed in garlic with seared potatoes is rich in the air. Your lover's favorite meal. As you crack open 2 eggs over a frying pan, you think about how your partner would love and appreciate this gesture as much as dinner out on the town, given the circumstances. You check your phone. Your partner is about to get off work, leaving you with just enough time to finish preparing dinner and showering. You rush the table preparations, quickly but carefully setting up a romantic dinner for 2 before hurrying to the bathroom. You finish, but realize you don't have enough time to wrap yourself in the sexy rope harnesses like you planned. So you opt instead for the ever-classic apron with nothing underneath. You tie the knots just so your body is covered in all the right spots to tease, but that your features are highlighted and accented. And to top it all off, you put on the Santa hat and sit seductively on the couch. And that's when you hear it. The sound of your spouse spritzing the doorknob before entering the house. You hear a few more spritzes for good measure, and finally, the door creaks open to your partner holding their shoes, the bottom of which they sprayed with alcohol for additional good measure. "Hello, lover," you utter, in the most seductive voice you can muster. But you are taken aback by their expression. They're smiling with wet eyes and an incomprehensible look of joy on their face. You realize it as they say it. "We did it," they say. "It works." "The vaccine?" you reply, your voice breaking as you rise to your feet. "It finally works?" They nod. "There are some strange side effects, but they're temporary." The tears flow right out of your eyes as you hurry to hug them, stopping only at the last instant. 6 feet apart, the distance almost breaks your heart. Hurry up and take a shower so I can hug you," you yell at your partner, who laughs at you. "I'm so proud of you." You pull up your apron to wipe your face, not realizing you have just given your partner a glimpse of the goods. Their jaw drops. "Fuck," they say, realizing how absolutely ravishing you look in just an apron and Santa hat. Honey," you say, putting back the apron and straightening it, "it's time for you to take a shower." You get out of their way as they rush to the shower, removing their clothes faster than you'd ever seen them do. Despite being quarantined together, the stress of the outbreak has put a strain on your sex life as a couple. Before, you two would have sex 21 times a week. Now, it's down to a measly 14. They finish. You're already waiting outside the door, and you hug them right away. You feel their tears on your shoulder, flowing freely as they shift from laughter to tears. You feel the huge weight lifted off their shoulders, finally, and deservedly so. You don't even realize that you've both ended up on the floor, cuddling and crying. "I'm hungry," they whisper meekly. You both break into uncontrollable laughter. "Can I not get dressed and just eat?" "Of course, darling," you say, as you help each other to your feet and make your way to the kitchen. "Oh, that smells so good," they exclaim. "You made my favorite." You both eat heartily of the breakfast for dinner meal you've prepared for your partner. You watch quietly as they, to put it frankly, stuff themselves. To you, it is a beautiful sight. They have scarcely had an appetite for a long while now, and it is refreshing to see them so hungry. The short hair looks amazing on them, you think to yourself. Your partner cut their hair short when all this began, to reduce the chances of the virus clinging. They have always been attractive, but the butch fuckboy lesbian vibes have had you feeling some type of way for weeks now. They catch you staring, just as they put a heaping spoonful of food into their mouth. Their eyes lock onto yours, and a smirk crawls to their cheek as they sensually slide the spoon from their mouth. They don't blink, and the intensity of the stare makes you very aware that you are naked, except for the little piece of cloth running down the front of your body. "Aren't you cold?" they say, in that coy way that always stirs the fire in your loins. You get hard quicker than you realize, and they bridge the gap before you do. You make love like you haven't in months, like you've fought and forgiven each other, like people dying of thirst at the edge of an oasis. Your mouths on each other's bodies are hungry first, soft second. But it's so good it hurts, and oh, does it hurt so good. You press tightly against each other, locked in the intense gravity of your desires. There is desperation in the way you both move, the way you both grind and thrust your bodies against each other. Your hands search across each other's skin, quickly and knowingly, with fingers that know perfectly well how to touch, caress, and squeeze. Me too. You cry out in chorus, the ecstasy nearly blinding. You shiver as the waves of pleasure come one after another. As it fades, you realize that your lover is biting down hard on your shoulder. "Ow. Oh!" They unclench their bite. "I'm sorry. 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 Oh no. Oh no." You are confused as to why your partner is suddenly being all cutesy and acting like a baby. Babe? "The vaccine side effects. Minor paralysis of the tongue with a tendency for behavior to regress to an infantile state." "What does that mean?" "Oh no." "What? No. The coronavirus vaccine gives you that hello, Mr. Obama voice? They bury their face in your shoulder, crying, crying. Hey, it's okay. It's not that bad. It's very bad. They spring up, still on top of you, lightly smacking at your chest as they say this. Their body jiggles in the most titillating way, and suddenly you are fully aware that you are still inside them. Your cock stirs again, and their jaw drops. Is this arousing to you? No. You're getting even harder. They squeeze you with their pelvic floor muscles, and you let out an uncontrollable moan. You like it, you dirty hoe? You dirty freak? You can't help but groan as they grind and squeeze against you, as you harden fully inside your lover. They press you to the floor, gently, and begin to thrust ever so slowly, making sure to grip hard with their kegels as you slide out of them. The sensation is devastating. You are still so sensitive from the last round, and your spouse's sex is still slick from your semen. My flower is still wet from your cream pie, they whisper, their insides just as sensitive as yours. Are you gonna fill me up some more? Oh, whoa. Fuck. Does my lover want something? They begin to wide you faster. I'll give you anything. You grip at their waist tightly, panting helplessly as they fuck you faster and faster. A wickedly delicious thought enters your mind, one that you know, if you ask, it'll bring you further over the edge of this monstrous fantasy. Call me Mr. Obama. Call you what, mister? Mr. Obama. Oh, Mr. Obama, Mr. Obama, give me your shaft of delight. Your groans are loud and deafening. Oh, Mr. Obama, everybody can hear us. Do you care? No. Oh, no. You roll on top of them and they gasp, surprised. You drive the intensity to your eyes, and your partner's face changes to a mix of fear and excitement. You thrust hard, and you hear the collisions of your flesh against them. Do I mean you'll come, Mr. Obama? I'll do anything you want. You stop, and a smirk breaks across your face. You move closer to them, your lips just at their ear, and whisper. Then perish. A jackhammer. That's the only appropriate metaphor for how hard you fuck your partner. Like a motherfucking jackhammer on steroids. Oh, 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 oh. Your lover cries. Fuck my tight little love glove with your long pleasure plum, Mr. Obama, Mr. Obama. You wise to their every request, every challenge. You can almost see the whole world cheering you on as you fuck the savior of humanity from the dreaded plague. You alternate your thrusting with grinding in figure eights, eliciting screams of delight from your beloved Fwontwiner. They deserve all the pleasure in the world, you think to yourself. From the very start of all this, your partner has been on the front lines, selflessly, and continued to take care of numerous coronavirus victims. And after the Duterte administration was overthrown, led the charge to a better and healthier solution to the problem that didn't involve the military. Mr. Obama, they whisper, the desperation in them glowing. I'm gonna climax, Mr. Obama. Come for me, you say, looking deep into their eyes. Oh no! Oh, 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 oh no! You collapse against each other, panting and breathy. You both lie limp on the floor for a long time before either of you says a word. You walk your fingers in theirs and turn to face them. They are looking at you with the most serene look of relief, with euphoria even greater than the day you found out Ferdinand Bong Bong Marcos Jr. became a VP, virus positive. I love you, you whisper between breaths. I'm so proud of you. I love you too, they reply. Merry Christmas. This has been Wuv Youw Fwontwiner, a quarantine coronavirus story by Danger Gaerlan. Thank you and have a good day.